Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told Us podcast. Today, we're going deep on Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, yeah.
But not just like, the same old highlights and stuff.
All right.
We're going to look at what, took him from just being a good kid who liked football to, a global icon.
I think the really amazing thing about Ronaldo's story is that, it's not that classic, prodigy story.
Yeah.
Obviously he was talented early.
Right.
But it was, his drive, and how much he evolved, that really set him apart.
So let's rewind all the way back to Madeira.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like he came from some, fancy football academy or anything like that.
Right.
It was local clubs, playing in the streets, pure love of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we know about those, really early years?
Yeah.
And what do you think might have, sparked that passion in him?
Well, the details of, those really early days are a little, unclear. But the context is important, I think. Madeira back then wasn't really, a place where pro footballers were coming from.
Right.
So it seems like, Ronaldo's early motivation wasn't really about, fame or some plan to be a star, but more like a real, just a total love of playing.
So then he goes from Andorinha to National, still in Madeira. It's not exactly, a path that's like, look out, world, here I come,
Right.
What happened at National that started to get people's attention?
I think the real shift happens when he moves to Sporting CP,
Okay.
which is one of the biggest clubs in Portugal.
Yeah.
Imagine going from relative obscurity and then you're in this structured, professional youth academy.
Wow.
I think that was a big turning point, not just for his skills, but for his mentality too.
And at Sporting, it's not just that he's good.
Yeah.
He's way better than everyone else.
Yeah.
So he moves up to the senior team at 17.
Wow.
Laszlo Belloni was the manager then.
Mm-hmm.
What stood out to scouts and coaches during those years? Was it raw talent or was it more than that?
I don't think it was just talent, A lot of young players have talent.
That's true.
What makes players like Ronaldo different is their mentality. Even at 17, you probably could already see, his work ethic, how he was obsessed with getting better.
Right.
And totally believed in himself. You can just see it.
And then that debut.
Oh, yeah.
17 years old, Champions League qualifier against Inter Milan.
Wow.
It wasn't some meaningless friendly,
Right.
talk about trial by fire.
Yeah.
What was the reaction to his performance? Instant stardom? Or did it take time?
Well, the match itself might not have been a huge moment.
Yeah.
But him even playing in a game like that says a lot,
Yeah.
It means that even then his talent was obvious, he was too good to ignore.
Oh.
And you got to remember, this was way before the constant media stuff we have now.
Yep.
This was just pure talent making a statement on the field.
And then all of a sudden the big clubs come knocking.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsene Wenger even invited him personally to Arsenal.
Yeah.
What was it about Ronaldo, at that point, that made him so valuable? I mean, we haven't even seen, Premier League Ronaldo yet.
This is where, seeing potential is an art,
Right. Yeah.
It's not just about, goals and assists at this point. Scouts are looking at, the stuff you can't measure, work ethic, personality, can he adapt, things like that. With Ronaldo, they probably saw a young player with crazy talent.
Yeah.
But more importantly, they saw the drive and ambition to, turn that talent into something amazing.
And then Sir Alex Ferguson swoops in, brings him to Manchester United, record fee for a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Did Ferguson see something in Ronaldo that other people missed? Or was it just, a smart bet on a promising kid?
Well, Ferguson was known for finding and, nurturing talent, but he
Yeah.
was also known for, making players into winners. So he probably saw Ronaldo as, a raw, unpolished, diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
But someone with the potential to become, the key player on a great team.
Right.
It wasn't just about buying a good teenager. It was about, building a dynasty.
And his debut for Manchester United.
Yeah.
It's almost legendary, right?
Yeah.
George Best, famously called it undoubtedly the most exciting debut he'd ever seen.
Wow.
What was it about that performance that just captured everyone, Was it just pure skill or was it something more?
I don't think it was just skill. Obviously, his talent was there.
Right.
But you got to remember, this is Manchester United, a club with, this history of attacking football.
Yeah.
And what Ronaldo brought was, directness, fearlessness, and, a flair that they hadn't seen at Old Trafford for a while.
Right.
He wasn't just fitting in. He was, adding a whole new element.
Okay, I have to ask. At this point, Was there any doubt? Was everyone on the Ronaldo is going to be a superstar train? Or were there people who were skeptical, especially with his flashy style early on?
I mean, there are always skeptics, especially in football.
Yeah.
Some people criticized him. They thought he was showing off too much, dribbling too much, trying stuff that was too hard.
Yeah.
But what they missed was, like, the reason behind it all. He always wanted to push his limits,
Yeah.
to get better and better.
And this is where Gary Neville's famous quote comes in. Not a show pony, but the real thing.
Oh, yeah.
He predicted Ronaldo would be world class. What was it about Ronaldo's early games that convinced people who, saw past all the flash?
I think it was that you could see him getting better, slowly but surely. He wasn't just doing tricks. He was actually improving his game, getting more efficient, more effective.
Yeah.
And the goals started coming, not just the flashy ones, but the goals that win games.
That early Manchester United period was amazing. Before we get into his breakout seasons and how his game changed, let's take a quick break.
Sounds good.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of our deep dive into the world of Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll be right back.
Looking forward to it. So we left off with a young Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, just starting to, show what he could do.
Yeah, you see those moments of brilliance, but it still feels like he's, finding his way a little, figuring out how to use his talent to help the team win consistently.
Yeah.
What do you think were some of the, turning points in those early years at United?
I think one really important thing is how much stronger he got.
Yeah.
He gets there, and he's this, skinny, almost fragile-looking teenager, right?
Yeah.
But after a few seasons, he's totally transformed.
Yeah.
He's powerful, athletic. He can overpower defenders, outrun them, and handle the physicality of the Premier League.
And that's not just, growing up naturally, is it?
Right.
We've all heard the stories about how dedicated he was to training, almost obsessed with fitness and diet.
Yeah.
Was that always there? Or did that develop under Ferguson at United?
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
He had that drive inside him.
Yeah.
But Manchester United, with their winning culture and all that, gave him the structure to, really focus that energy.
Yeah.
He wasn't just training. He was learning how to train like a champion.
And that's when the individual awards start coming in.
Oh, yeah.
PFA Player of the Year, Fans Player of the Year, the FWA Footballer of the Year.
Wow.
All in the 2006-2007 season. It's not just that he's winning. It's how dominant he is.
Right?
What happened? What clicked?
I think it was a few things coming together at the same time.
Yeah.
He's stronger now. He understands the game better tactically. His skills are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most important thing was consistency.
Right.
He's not just doing amazing things once in a while. He's doing it week in and week out.
Exactly.
Leading the team to wins.
And all of this is happening while Manchester United are becoming dominant again, right?
Right. Premier League titles, Champions League. They're winning everything.
How much of that success is because of Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Was he just part of a great team? Or was he the reason they were so good?
It's hard to separate, individual brilliance from team's success in football.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo's impact was huge. He scored crucial goals, set up chances for others, and he made everyone around him play better.
Right. He was like the symbol of Manchester United's attack during those years.
Yeah.
But he's also starting to make a name for himself with Portugal, right? Yeah. What was he like with the national team early on? Did they see him as their savior right away? Or was it more gradual?
His time with the national team is interesting. It shows how hard it is to be as successful with your country as you are with your club.
Right.
Portugal had good players, but they hadn't really, lived up to their potential.
Yeah.
And then Ronaldo arrives, this young star, and everyone expects him to, change everything.
But it doesn't always happen right away. There were disappointments, near misses. It seems like maybe he won't win a big international trophy, even though he's so good.
Yeah.
How do you think those early setbacks affected him, both as a player and as a leader?
I think that's where you really see how strong he is mentally.
Right.
He doesn't shy away from pressure. He embraces it. He learns from losses, adapts, and eventually he becomes the undisputed leader of Portugal.
And then in 2008, he wins his first Ballon d'Or, officially the best player in the world.
That's huge.
It's more than just an award, right? It's like all that hard work, dedication, overcoming the doubts and criticism, it all pays off.
Absolutely.
It shows that his way, his constant push for excellence was the right way.
Yeah.
It proves that talent alone isn't enough. You need dedication, resilience, and that desire to keep pushing boundaries to be the best. But this is just the beginning for Ronaldo.
Right.
His time at Manchester United ends, and he goes to Real Madrid for a world record fee.
Wow.
And then there's the rivalry with Messi, which like defined a whole generation of football.
It really did.
But we'll get into all that and more when we come back for the final part of our deep dive into Cristiano Ronaldo. So Cristiano Ronaldo, he leaves Manchester United, goes to Real Madrid, like on top of the world.
Yeah.
But there's still so much more to his story, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
His move to Real Madrid in 2009, that world record fee, it wasn't just like a transfer.
No.
It was a huge, huge moment in football.
Yeah, it really changed things.
It felt like, okay, Ronaldo's on another level now.
Totally.
Like not just on the field, but off the field too.
Yeah.
80 million pounds.
Wow.
80,000 fans at the Bernabeu to welcome him.
It's crazy.
Like, how do you even deal with that kind of pressure, those expectations?
Right?
Did anyone think even for a second that it might be too much, even for Ronaldo?
I think you got to remember, Ronaldo kind of feeds off pressure.
Yeah.
Like, he's built different. Those
Yeah.
crazy numbers, the whole world watching him, like, that just pushes him to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, that's fuel for him.
Yeah.
And he does it too, right?
Yeah.
Scores in his first 4 La Liga games for Real Madrid.
Wow.
A club record. But it's not all about the goals, is it?
No.
What's different about Ronaldo in this Real Madrid chapter? Like, how does his game change?
I think at Real Madrid, you see, like, the final form of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's at his physical peak. Tactically, he's so smart. And his skills, like, they're almost unreal. But the thing that really stands out, I think, is his leadership.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just a goal scorer. He's like the engine, the driving force.
Exactly.
He's pushing his teammates, demanding they be their best, raising the level of the whole team. And then you have Messi.
Right.
It's like this epic rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
Two of the best ever, pushing each other to be even better.
Like, you couldn't write a better story.
How do you think that dynamic, that competition with Messi, shaped Ronaldo?
I don't think you could overstate how important that Messi rivalry was.
Yeah. They were so similar, but also so different.
Messi, like this natural genius, and Ronaldo, like this machine, this force of will. They both pushed each other to, like, come up with new things, make their game better, do things we thought were impossible.
It was amazing to watch.
But even with all the awards, the Champions League wins, the goal records, there's still this feeling that with Portugal, he hasn't achieved everything yet.
Right.
Like, he does so much with his club, but international glory is still, out there.
Yeah.
How do you think that affected him, always chasing that trophy with his national team?
I think it became like this mission for him
Yeah.
to prove he could lead Portugal to the top. And you see that in how he leads, how passionate he is.
Yeah.
Like, he almost wills his teammates to victory.
And then 2016, Euro 2016.
Oh, yeah.
He lifts that trophy. He's injured in the final.
Right.
But he was the one who got them there. It's a historic win for Portugal. What is that moment, Ronaldo, with that trophy? Tell us about him.
I think it shows his whole journey. The talent, the dedication, the times he failed, the fact that he never stopped believing in himself.
Yeah.
It reminds us that even for someone as gifted as Ronaldo,
Right.
you don't just get success, you got to fight for it. But it's not just the trophies, right?
No.
There's the Sue celebration, his brand, the businesses, the controversies. He's a global icon, almost bigger than life.
Yeah.
How do you, like, connect the footballer with the celebrity?
Yeah.
The amazing things he does on the pitch with, all the complicated stuff off the pitch.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Ronaldo's this puzzle.
Yeah.
He's someone you can relate to, but he's also like this untouchable figure. We see these moments where he's vulnerable, like he remembers where he came from, that kid from Madeira.
Yeah.
But then there's the businessman side, the image he creates.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
where do we stand on Cristiano Ronaldo? Is he a hero, a villain?
Right.
Like, is he just a product of our times? What's his legacy? I think his legacy is like a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's one of the best footballers ever. No one can argue that. But he's also like this symbol of how obsessed we are with celebrity.
Yeah.
How the lines between sports and entertainment have like blurred. It's a story that people will keep talking about, analyzing,
Yeah.
trying to understand for years to come.
Right.
That's the thing about people like Ronaldo,
Yeah.
They're bigger than the sport.
Right.
They make us think about what we believe in, how we see success, what it means to be great.
And I think that's the most important thing to remember. Ronaldo's story isn't just about goals and trophies. It's about pushing limits, breaking the rules, and leaving your mark on the world.
Thanks for joining us on Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast.
It was great to be here.
We'll be back with another deep dive soon.
Can't wait.
So until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep telling your own stories.